Hey folks, it's Tom, your free-will prepper. So I'm out here working on this van, actually doing a filler neck tube on it. But it also has a hole in an AC line. They originally thought that when the shackle broke that held the leaf spring in a long time ago, that damaged that AC line. And it looks like it did damage the heater line, and that was patched. But the AC line's actually rubbed through and got a little pinhole from the bolt. So I'm going to take it under there and show you, and we're going to attempt to repair it with some Aluma Bond. So what I'm going to do is clean that surface really well, mix this Aluma Bond, and then I'm going to put another piece of 3/4 aluminum pipe over that patch, and then coat that with some Aluma Bond, and then hose clamp it. Then we let it set overnight, 7 hours, and we'll see if she holds a vacuum. And if we can get some AC going back in here. This guy has a lot of kids. His wife primarily drives this van, and I'm sure after a couple years of no AC, he'll be real happy to have some air conditioning. Alright, so we're under here and I'm looking, and this leaf spring's not too terribly old. I can still see the lettering on it. So it's been replaced at some point. The little rubber stoppers look pretty new. One on the other side does not look as new. So this broke. I don't know if it was just the shackle that broke, but usually the springs break and then the shackle breaks. It can be age. A lot of times it's towing something too heavy. I notice there's a pretty sizable Reese hitch on the back of this guy. But anyway, so here are the heater hoses, and you can see where that one's been patched with a piece of heater hose. It still seems like it's holding up okay. A little corrosion on the screws on the clamp, but the hose is good and stiff. It's tight. Just want to check that. If it's bad, we'll replace it while we're here, because you lose that, you can lose all your coolant in a hurry. So here's the AC lines back here. Now there's no damage on these rubber lines, but if you look right up here, let's see if you can see this. Let me get the light better for you. So if we look right here, see if you can see where she's been rubbing on that bolt, and she done rubbed a hole in her right there. So that's what we're going to try to see if we can clean up and patch. Now the question is, how am I going to get that done? I'm just going to have to put like a piece of wood or something to kind of hold that line up off of there, reach in there with an angle grinder as best I can, try to clean that. We'll patch it, put a piece of aluminum around it. Ideally, it'd be best to replace this line. This line, the cheapest I can find it, is $227 at Rock Auto. It's expensive, even though it's short, but it's also connected in. Well, let's see. Does it have a? No, there's no coupler on it, and it goes all the way into the rear evap right here. So you have to tear all that out too. We're going to replace this line. So we're going to try a patch and see if it'll hold up for us. Luckily it is at least on the suction side, so it's lower pressures that way. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this, and hopefully the audio comes out. My box fan's kind of blowing right at the microphone here, but it's hot and humid out here. It's got done raining on top of hot pavement. It's crazy. It's all steaming up. This old guy will do it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those things there. We'll have to push it way up there. All right. I'm low on air pressure. Hang on. We'll try a sandpaper disc here, see if that helps. This is a little bit more flexible. That'll let us get down in there a little better into the hole. I want to make as much good contact as I can with the epoxy. There we go, that opened it up too. That's fine. Now we know what we're dealing with. Yeah, alright. Okay, so now I'm just going to spray this off a little brake clean. Be careful, Harbor Freight lights don't like brake clean. Now we got a fairly nice clean surface. Okay, and now I'm ready to go and prepare my patch piece that's going to go on that, and then we'll mix up the epoxy. Okay, so I got my Aluma Bond. We're just supposed to mix this stuff 1-to-1. Supposed to mix it for a minute, and we apply it with a putty knife. And I'm just going to mix these 50-50. Most of that one. We'll do the hardener. Oh, we gotta puncture it first. Okay. Oop. I thought we got some on the towel. Okay. Now we're supposed to mix it for 2 minutes. Okay, I think it's good and mixed. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and take this under the car and apply it. Alright, so I'm kind of trying to glue this piece over the hole. I'm going to go ahead and get a hose clamp and put around that and tighten it down. Okay, so I have successfully smeared Aluma Bond all over that hole, put a piece of metal over it, and put these two hose clamps around it here. So now we'll let this cure tonight and then see if we can get a vacuum to draw on this tomorrow. Alright, so I have got this epoxied. It's set all night and all day. You can try to get you as good of a shot as I can here on what it looks like. Yeah, it made a nice, solid, big, hard connection. You can't even chip it off with a screwdriver. It's on there. So what I'm going to do is just put this piece of rubber hose. I've just cut it down here and kind of spread it out. I'm going to put that around it, put some nylon straps around it, and kind of tie it up a little bit so it doesn't rub back against that bolt and rub another hole in it. Like I said, it has held a vacuum now. So I drew a vacuum down on it for about an hour and then closed it off while I putting the fuel tank back in this. It's another repair I'm doing to it. And that took about 3 hours to drop the tank and fix all that stuff, put it back in. And so now it held a perfect vacuum that whole time. So I think we're repaired. I don't think there's any other leaks. I hope not, because this thing takes 60 ounces refrigerant. Or it takes 64 actually. I've got 60 in my cabinet right now. So that's what we're putting in it. That should be enough to get it cold. And then I might have another can in my car if it holds up good. Just top it off with a few more ounces. And we'll get this bad beast cooling down, hopefully. Make the wife, not my wife, but the owner's wife happy. Alright, so this isn't my most proud moment. However, it's not going to foul anymore. But what I'll do is we'll come up with some plumber strap or something a little bit better if this holds. If it brings it back over sometime. But I'm not going to do a whole lot of work till I know that this is going to hold refrigerant and be good, and we don't end up replacing the line and the mounts anyway. But it's not going to foul out. I got some rubber hose there. It's up off of that bolt now. So the actual problem is there's a plastic mount right back here that's all jacked up and broken, and that's why these lines have fallen down. So we'd have to replace that mount or fix it and then put new lines here, but I don't want to go to all that trouble yet. So I found a hole in this piece of the body, ran some nylon straps through there. I put some more rubber hoses over here to keep the lines from rubbing together, and we'll go see if she still has a vacuum. Give her some of the good stuff. Alright, so she's here holding a good vacuum. Got refrigerant, got a can tap. Let's do it. on my low side. Tap it. Pierce it, back it off. I'd like to see it a little closer, but we'll see what she's like when she finishes this can. There's nothing you can do about that last little bit of pressure left in the can. It's just going to be there. You don't want to have a bunch of fluid spray out. Minimize it, you know. It is 1,400 times the greenhouse gas that carbon dioxide is, so try to minimize it as much as possible. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. We'll let the pressure equalize. I'll go ahead and let these pressures just equalize off. They'll slowly return to the same pressure, and then that's when I'll disconnect my lines, so I'll have as little pressure as possible in the lines that way. Seems like it was blowing nice cold air, so I gotta go put the doghouse back in this thing and get it off the jack stands, get this thing out of here so I can get another one in here tomorrow.